Good morning, student. Welcome to the second lecture of unit number 4. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss what is primary evidence and secondary evidence. So let's start with the primary evidence. Primary evidence means the document itself produced for the inspection of the court. The document produced by the party itself is called as primary evidence. An original document that needs to be submitted before the court for inspection. It means that the original copy of your register, original certificates, that is called as primary evidence. So moreover, it is admissible without any prior notice. Without any prior notice, you can submit your primary evidences to the court, and such evidence must be presented before the court before the secondary evidence. It means that if you are having primary evidence, then you must submit primary evidence before the secondary evidence. Primary evidence has priority over the secondary evidence. It means that let's take an example of your caste certificate. For example, if you have a original caste certificate, then you must submit it as a original. Okay, and if you are going to submit self-attested copy, xerox copy of that caste certificate, it means that it is secondary evidence. Okay, so if you have a primary evidence, then you must be presented before the court before secondary evidence. Moreover, secondary evidence can be presented only in the absence of primary evidence by explaining the reason for the absence of such evidence. It means that for example, now you are studying in college. Okay, it means that you don't have your TC because it is submitted to your college, but moreover, uh, for one of the exam form you want your TC. That time what you do, that time you attach your bona fide certificate or you submit your bona fide certificate. It means that time you use your secondary evidence. Okay, and if you submit secondary evidence, if you present secondary evidence, that time you have to explain the reason of absence of your primary evidence. So primary evidence, more commonly known as best evidence, it is the best available substantiation of the existence of an object because it is the actual item, and your primary evidence is also called as your original evidence. So it differs from the secondary evidence, which is a copy of or substitute for the original evidence. For example, the bona fide certificate is substitute of your living certificate, that is TC. So if primary evidence is available to a party, that person must offer it as a evidence. When, however, primary evidence is unavailable, for example, through loss or destruction, through no fault of the party, he or she may present a reliable substitute of it. It means that he or she may present a secondary evidence, a substitute for it. So when its unavailability is sufficiently established. Okay, so which are the essentials for primary evidence? Primary evidence is your original document that you need to be submitted before the court for inspection. You can submit your primary evidence anytime. It means that it is admissible without any prior notice. If you have a primary evidence, that you must present it as it is as the original evidence. And if you submit or if you present secondary evidence, that time you have to explain the reason for the absence of such evidence. And if primary evidence is available, then person must offer it as a evidence, and if not, that time you may present a reliable substitute for it. Then next evidence is secondary evidence. Okay, now primary evidence is the original evidence or it is an original copy of your documents. It is primary evidence. Now what is secondary evidence? On bare reading, secondary evidence means and includes certified copies gives under the provisions. Then second, copies made from the original by mechanical processes, which in themselves ensures the accuracy of the copy and copies compared with such copies. Now, what is copy made from the original by mechanical process? That we are going to discuss in the further topic, which themselves ensures the accuracy of the copy and copies compared with such copies. Now, next is copies made from or compared with the original. If copy is made from original copy, then it is secondary evidence. For example, xerox of your caste certificate, self-attested xerox of your caste certificate is the secondary evidence, and original evidence is your original copy. Then counterparts of documents as against the parties who did not execute them. And the fifth is oral accounts of the contents of a document given by some person who has himself seen it. It is also called as hearsay elements. It means that the confession of witness or the statements given by witness is a oral evidence. It is considered as a oral evidence on account of the contents of document given by some person. So secondary evidence is considered to be an inferior type of evidence because superior type of evidence is your primary or original evidence. It implies that even after producing secondary evidence, no needs to produce primary evidence in order to fill in the gaps, and such evidence can be presented in the absence of the primary evidence. If primary evidence is not present, that time only you can submit your secondary evidence, otherwise not. So however, the notice of the same is to be given. It means that if you are going to submit your secondary evidence, that time this notice you have to give, and with the notice you have to explain the reason for absence of such evidence also. So however, if the secondary evidence is accepted without any objection with a reasonable time, then parties do not have the right to argue that point was proved with the help of secondary evidence and not the primary evidence. Then next, the types of secondary evidence and judicial decisions are certified copy. So certified copies are defined. The correctness of certified copies will have to be proved, and this proof may be afforded by calling a witness who can swear that he had compared the copy tendered in evidence with the original or with the some other persons read as the contents of the original, and that such is correct. Then copies prepared by the mechanical process. Now here we have seen copies made from the original by mechanical processes, which in themselves ensures the accuracy of the copy and copies compared with such copies. It means that the copies prepared by the mechanical process are counterfoils, photographs, Xerox copy, photostat copy, carbon copy, type copy, tape record, counterparts, oral accounts, registration copy, unprobated will, and the age certificate. So let's discuss one by one. In the former case, as the copy is made from the original, it ensures accuracy. It means that certified copy. To this category belong copies by photography, lithography, cyclostyle, and carbon copies. So where a number of documents are made by one uniform process, as in the case of printing, lithography, or photography, each is primary evidence of the contents of the rest. But where they are all copies of common original, that time they are not primary evidence of the contents of the original. So The counter files, first one is the counter files. Counter files of rent receipt being admissible in favor of the landlord are not admissible against the tenants. Then the next copies prepared by mechanical process is photographs. So photographs properly verified on oath by a person who is able to speak to their accuracy are generally admissible to prove the identity of a person or of the configuration of land as it existed at a particular moment, or the contents of a lost document, that is Xerox copy. Then Xerox copy of the forensic report sent by FSL after certifying the same as true copy was held to be admissible in evidence and had no interest in concocting report against the accused. Xerox copy of the forensic, this is about the Xerox copy of the forensic report. Then photostat copy. Photostat copy of a letter is a piece of secondary evidence and it can be admitted in case original is proved to have been lost or not immediately available. If your original copy has been lost or is not immediately available, that time you are going to submit photostat copy. For giving reason, it is not conclusive proof in itself of the truthfulness of the contents contained therein. So photostat copy of document should be accepted in evidence after examining the original record, as genuineness of a document was a fundamental question. So the witness can be shown and questioned as regard of the Xerox copy of the document on records, and the same will not amount to admission of the said document in evidence. And if the witness admits the signature thereon, an objection can be raised at the time before the court that document being a copy could not be exhibited. So in case there the photostat copy of the original was produced and there was no proof of its accuracy or of its having been compared with or its being true reproduction of the original, it was held that photostat copy cannot be considered as secondary evidence. So as necessary foundation for its reception was not laid. So your photostat copy of document is not admissible as secondary evidence unless proved to be genuine or the signatory accept his signature. That means photostat copy. Then the next copy prepared by the mechanical process is carbon copy. So carbon copy of a signature is also a piece of secondary evidence. It is a copy made by the mechanical process which ensures its correctness. Then type copy. A type copy of an alleged partition deed without alleging that the document falls under one of the category enumerated in the sections of the particular act could not be held to be secondary evidence. Then tape record. In case of tape recording, which was referred to by the petitioner in support of his assertions as regard the substance of what passed between him and the chief minister on several matters, there was no denial of genuineness of the tape record, and there was no assertion that the voices of the persons were not those which they purported to be. So the type copy and tape records are not considered as the secondary evidence because there is a question of genuineness. But if the genuineness is ensured by the witness, then it is considered as the secondary evidence. Then copies made from or compared with the original copies made from original or copies compared with the original are admissible as secondary evidence. So a copy of a copy then compared again with the original will be received as secondary evidence of the original. Then next one is the counterparts. Counterparts of document is primary evidence as against the parties executing it. Then the oral accounts. Oral accounts of the contents of document given by a person who has merely seen it with its own eyes but not able to read it is not admissible as secondary evidence. If your witness able to say whatever he has seen with his eyes, then only it is considered as secondary evidence. But if he is not able to read, is not admissible as a secondary evidence. Then registration copy, where the plaintiff means the person who filed a suit to produce original will, where the plaintiff took step to produce original will, but it was not produced by the parties in whose possession it was. Then it was held that the registration copy of the will which she filed was admissible in evidence as secondary evidence. Then the next is unprobated will. Now, what is unprobated will? Unprobated will can be admitted in evidence for collateral purpose in any other proceeding apart from probate proceedings. Then age certificate. The age certificate issued by the headmaster of school on the basis of admission from was held to be not a primary but a secondary evidence. Your certified copy issued by the headmaster of your school is not considered as a primary evidence, but it is considered as a secondary evidence. Then another example is voter list. Voter list is not a primary evidence of date of birth, but it is considered as a secondary evidence. Then newspaper report. A news item published in a newspaper is at best a second-hand secondary evidence. Okay, so this is about the secondary evidence. Primary evidence means document itself, and secondary evidence means certified copies or copies made from the original are considered as secondary evidence. Then difference between primary and secondary evidence. First difference is that primary evidence is original document which is presented to the court for its inspection. Primary evidence is also called as original evidence, and also it is the original document which is to be presented to the court. Then secondary evidence. Secondary evidence is the document which is not original document, but those documents which are mentioned in section 63 of the Indian Evidence Act. You don't need to go in deep what is Indian Evidence Act. Just remember that the secondary evidence is the document which is not original document, but those documents which are mentioned in section 63. Then it is the main source of evidence. Primary evidence is the main source of evidence because it originates from the original evidence. And secondary evidence, it is an alternative source of evidence. Then section 62 of the Evidence Act defines primary evidence, and section 63 of the Indian Evidence Act defines secondary evidence. As I told you, don't need to go in deep what is Indian Evidence Act. Just remember the sections of the Indian Evidence Act. So section 62 is particularly for the primary evidence or original evidence, and section 63 is for the secondary evidence. Then primary evidence is the best evidence because it is the main source of evidence and it originates from the original document. Secondary evidence is not best evidence because it is not original copy. Rather, it is a copy of original document. But it is the evidence of secondary nature and is admitted in exceptional circumstances mentioned in section 65 of the Indian Evidence Act. Admitted in exceptional circumstances, it means that if it is not possible to submit primary evidences, or it is or your primary evidences are not immediately available, that time only you can present secondary evidence. So it is admitted in some exceptional circumstances, and you have also explained the reason why you are not going to submit primary evidence. Then giving primary evidence is general rule. Giving secondary evidence is exception to the general rule. So general rule specifies that you can give only primary evidence, but the exception to that is that if primary evidence is not available or it is not possible to submit primary evidence at that particular time, that time only you can give secondary evidence. It is an exception of this general rule. Then primary evidence itself is admissible. Primary evidence itself is admissible. No need to give prior notice to admit primary evidence. You can admit it anytime. Secondary evidence is admissible in the absence of the primary evidence with prior notice and with reasonable grounds. That time only you can admit your secondary evidences. Then no notice required before giving primary evidence, because it is itself is admissible, and notice is required to be given before giving secondary evidence, because secondary evidence is admissible only in the absence of the primary evidence. Then value of the primary evidence is highest and value of the secondary evidence is not that of primary evidence, because secondary evidence is inferior to the primary evidence, because primary evidence is the source of evidence, it is original evidence, and secondary evidence is the substitute of primary evidence, and that's why secondary evidence is inferior to the primary evidence. So this is the difference between primary evidence and secondary evidence. If in your exam, if you ask that write a short note on primary evidence, that time also you can mention these all points one by one regarding primary evidence or original evidence. That primary evidence is the original document. It is the main source of evidence. It is defined in the section 62 of the Indian Evidence Act. It is the best evidence, and the primary evidence is given under general rule. It is itself admissible and no notice required before giving primary evidence, and also the value of primary evidence is the highest. Likewise, you can write a short note also on the primary evidence. So in today's lecture, we have discussed about what is primary or original evidence, what is secondary evidence, then which are the copies, that is copies of secondary evidence prepared by the mechanical process. So these are the copies which are prepared by the mechanical process and which are to be admissible as a secondary evidence in the courtroom. And then difference between primary and secondary evidence. So we have seen total 8 differences between primary and secondary evidence.